3-1 up. L.Evans against one of the in-form players on the PDC circuit.
140.
It's one of the things we said about Ian White a number of times, is that he's so consistent and he's got to a level with his darts that he's not going to give you a game. You've got to play well to beat him, but it's just L.Evans is. L.Evans is playing really, really well. He's averaging over 100 at the minute. 11 dart leg in that last one to hold throw, having just broken. We talk about consolidating those breaks of throw, and 11 dart is the perfect way to do it. Look at that, 117 on the first night.
The thing about it is, can Lee keep this going and close the game out with this performance, or will he just come off the top of it, off the top of the form a bit, and that's when Ian will perhaps get back into the game. But at the moment, you know, we're in leg 5 and there doesn't seem any let up from Evans.
100.
Just the ton, not down to a finish. Ton would get L.Evans to a finish. One treble would.
55.
Not got it.
$137.
Well, good setup, but L.Evans has made a habit of following Ian White when Ian's put in a good visit. He stuck one straight back at him.
125.
For the 180. It would have left him level 13, but perhaps create a bit of noise in the hall.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did it for.
Game shot on the 5th leg, Ian White.
But Ian White stops the right,
to throw first. Game
wins a leg with the throw. But he now needs to break L.Evans, and to be quite honest, the way L.Evans is scoring, I quite fancy him to get down to the double first, and as long as he pegs the double, he's going to walk off this stage on his birthday and into the quarterfinals.
134.
Oh, he's still only halfway there, needs 3 more legs, but there is no let up from this man.
108.
L.Evans, that's a 3rd maximum. Ian White's turn to hit back, and does so.
180.
Well, 2 maximums for Ian White. They've both come in legs where Lee's hit one as well, and he's ended up losing it. So the diamond,
115.
It's just relentless from Evans. Oh, what a shot this is going to be. Brilliant darts from Ian White. 180, 171 to lead double 8 for a 10 darter, but he may not get a go at it.
He may not, if L.Evans can hit the double top.
37.
Oh, and now the chance is there for Ian White to get himself back in this match, to get the break, a throw back. Oh, well, that's the second 10 dart leg we have seen today. The first one was from Steve Beaton. And now Ian White throws in the other 10 to get himself back to 3 legs all. And what a match this is. I mean, we see a great match between Steve Beaton and Ibrex, and well, to be fair, every single match today has been a cracker.
Yeah, they've been brilliantly close, brilliantly contested. I mean, like Wright and Bunting didn't finish close in terms of the legs, but you know, Stephen Bunting was right there in every single leg, just kept missing doubles.
100.
A competitive 3rd round here at the European Darts Grand Prix. There we go.
I thought he was going to pull the dartboard off the wall. He could have had his burrito picks for breakfast this morning, I reckon, Lee.
Must be flinging in the board like Jeffrey Desvon if he's having that much trouble pulling him out.
More like Jeff Cates,
85.
This is a part of the game, and we've seen it so many times, that a player gets out of the gate quick. At this stage, the 180s have come down to 140s, the 121s. The 140s are now tons, and the tons are now the 85s and the 60s. And that's where they just gradually start to deteriorate. So Lee has got to get back on it.
Yeah, we say that about young players a lot of the time, where we see them go 11 darter, 12 darter, 13 darter, and you go, wow, this lad can play darts. But then there's a little period where when they're not playing at their best to win games, they've got to learn to grind out results.
Exactly right.
Win a couple of ugly legs.
140.
Well, that's when the player, also a player that's drifting out of the rankings, he said, but I'm playing so well, I've had a couple of 12 darters. Yeah, it just means you're going to lose 6-2, 6-3 all the time, and that's the reality of it. It's that extra consistency.
60. In you require 93.
Yeah, and he's not really challenging in this particular leg, L.Evans. 9 scored, so 84 left. Treble 20 for double 12. And down for the 16s.
77.
Sets it up very nicely.
Wow. 100. And you require 16.
Really needed the ton 40 to worry Ian White, but double 8 to go into the lead. Now double 4.
Game shot on the 7th.
Well, he went 1-0 up at the start of this match. Ian White on double 4.
Game on.
He's not led at any point until right now. Double 4 comes to his rescue again. He's 2 legs away from placing the quarterfinals.
46.
After chucking the kitchen sink at Ian White in the early stages, L.Evans averages just dipped below 100 now. Is his race run?
100.
Very impressive.
He needs to get the scoring power that he had in the first 5 legs, doesn't he? Which he's not doing. A little bit of tension
59.
now, a little bit of thinking about the game. I mean, at the start of the game, you just get up there and you throw darts. You're a newcomer to the big stage. You're the underdog, so you've got nothing to lose. Where Ian White is starting to turn the screw a little bit.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's been a signature of Ian White's game for a while now, that it's just relentless. He may not be the biggest 180 hitter in the world.
100.
See, that in the early legs, that would have been definite 140.
Yeah.
Now they're tons. And
yeah, there's no
60.
part of Ian White's game where you say, oh, he's amongst the best 2 or 3 in the world. That he's not the biggest scorer or the biggest finisher, but it's just his all-round game. And his ability to play consistently leg after leg after
100.
leg.
And again, L.Evans there, just pushing the dart, trying to force it into that treble and just losing a little bit of rhythm. Yeah, you're right, Ian White. I mean, he's a bit like a James Wade and like an Andy Hamilton used to be. And, the tough players,
145.
the tough players to beat.
The question is, has he got that extra gear at the very top end when he is playing a Michael van Gerwen or a Phil Taylor in the back end of a massive tournament? Has he got that to just go mad
56.
and when he really needs to?
Yeah, I understand he's got the game, but whether it'll come out in them positions, that's another thing. Oh, last start, double 10 for White.
Ninth leg is Ian to throw first.
If he does get in that position and he gets over that line, then
it becomes easier after that.
Yeah, exactly right. That first win is the hardest one, and then from there on the game becomes a little bit easier.
It really did look like we were going to see that moment from Ian White at the match play when he took on Michael van Gerwen. He led 6-1 in the early stages, but slowly MVG reeled him in. He only won it by a small margin in the end, 2 or 3 legs. 16-13, I believe it finished.
Well, it isn't that long ago, Dan, that Michael van Gerwen was in the same position, wasn't he? 4 or 5 years ago, Michael, brilliant player, been a brilliant player since he's 13, 14 years old, but he just couldn't get over the line.
100.
Certainly at the moment, Ian White looks like he's going to get over the line in this match. But he got that first win, he started winning on the youth tour, then that gave him the encouragement, then he wins on the pro tour, and then in Europe, and then on the major stage. And well, look at Michael van Gerwen now, earning over €1 million a year.
Yeah, and
not bad wage for a 25-year-old.
It isn't bad, is it? And Ian's been, he comes from Stoke, which has been a mixed blessing, really, because he's been overshadowed by all these greats of the game, Taylor and Lewis and Andy Hamilton. I remember him telling me at the Worlds, I want a bit of that. I want a bit of the attention. He's playing with him, actually. On Wednesday the 21st in Stoke for the Donna Louise charity. It's an exhibition there. You still go. Go and see the greats of Stoke.
Yes, and Ian's gone and also bought himself a table. Paid for a table for his friends and family, which is...
It's a generous man.
Yeah, pretty...
He invited you along?
No, he said friends and family.
Oh, yeah.
96.
Have you been invited?
No.
Oh, well, there we go.
No.
Shall we buy a table ourselves?
No, I might do. Ian White, he's too good again. He's hit the bullseye. But he gets one dart for the match. A double four, and that will be that. And L.Evans gave him a fright in the early stages. But what a weekend it's been for him through to the final day of action, the man from Gloucestershire. If he plays like that, we'll see a lot more of him. But Ian White into the quarterfinals. He will face Peter Wright for a place in the semis this evening. We've got 2 more games for you. And the 5-time world champion Raymond van Barneveld is going to take on Joe Cullen next. Winner of that faces either Mervyn King, your defending champion, or Mensur Suljovic, the man who sensationally knocked out the world #1 Michael van Gerwen last night.
Happy birthday to you. That's for you. Hat ein gutes Turnier gespielt, L.Evans. Yeah, what a birthday present.